Alright guys, I'm going to be doing a handlebar swap on the Z900. The process I'm going to use is going to work really for any handlebars you want to get, but what I have here are the eBay ones that everyone sells. I got mine from Oliver Moto. They're like the faux clip-ons where it's got like this plate here that sits on the triple clamp, and then it's got holders for the clip-on things that you really can't adjust. However, it says it's adjustable, and I'm sensing that there may be some adjustment. So I just did like an unboxing for this, and I was going to do it live, but I reviewed the video, and the bag crinkling was just so loud. I'm going to redo it real quick. So this is the part that's on the triple clamp. I believe it can go upside down or right side up, and maybe that's part of the adjustability where I can make it lower or not lower depending on how I seat it. There are these here. They clearly go into the grooves for the old handlebar. These just might be spacers. I may not need these. I don't know. We'll see. And there's a bunch of screws came with it. Looks like it's got some thread locker in there. These are the pieces that kind of sit on it here like this, I guess. And this is what holds the handlebars. And one good thing about this kit here is the handlebars come pre-drilled. I don't know if you've ever, you can see its hole or not. Where is it? Here. When you're doing clip-ons, sometimes you got to drill those holes yourself, and there's a special tool you have to do it. So, well, you don't have to have it, but it holds the drill bit straight. So, I'll put a link. I have one of those from when I did my Continental GT 650, so I will link that tool because you may not be using the same handlebars. So that's basically what's in the kit, and I'm going to go test fit it. This kit did not say it was specifically for a 22 Kawasaki Z900, which would really be 2020 to 23 would all be the same. So I'm just gonna make sure the holes line up and stuff before I really go to town. All right. Alright guys, so I'm in the garage. I got the front end braced on a stand here. I'm going to be taking handlebars off. I just want to show you a few things. What you want to do is the screw here, you can kind of see it. There's one on each side. Those you have to undo to unseat this control panel here so that you can then access the bolts underneath it to remove the handlebars. I have an eBay windscreen that I bought and I cut down so I can get to these bolts easily, but you may have to take off the front shield to get to them. Alright, so once you remove these two number 10s, just be able to just pop this up out of a little slot. Get here. And you'll be able to manipulate it around so that you'll be able to access the bolts. And something else to note here on the handlebars, when you want to replace them, if you decide not to do it or whatever, there's a little notch right here and a little dot on the stock handlebars, and you just line those back up when you put them back. Mine is down just a tad because I adjusted them that way. Alright, once you get this popped up, all you have to do is use a number 6 hex and take out these 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this plate will come off and the handlebars will be free to come out, or you can just loosen and rotate it. Alright, I got the 4 bolts out. If I knew I was going to go through with this process, I would have taken the switch gear off first, but I'm doing like a test fit first. When I pull these bolts out, I notice that they are shorter than the ones that come in the kit. So I think the ones with the kit are if you want to use spacers that are provided. So hopefully I'm not planning to use those, so we'll see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. Out. The handlebar should come right out now. Let's see. Got some ridges on them holding in. I can just, yeah, there. Okay, I got it loose now. Alright. Alright guys, it looks like everything's going to fit, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the switch gear and throttle and stuff. So basically what you have to do is remove the Rhino Moto bar ends first. And then over here, looks like it's this screw here for the left-hand switch gear, and another one here, and this should split in two. And then on the clutch over here, there are 2 screws right in here. It's like, and this looks like this whole section will just split in half and come off. And on the other side, for the brakes, there's another 2 screws just right here, right in there. That'll allow this to come off. And then it's this screw and this screw here for the throttle. So, and then the other bar end. So it looks like everything's pretty obvious, I hope. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dismantling that stuff. Alright, I'm doing the clutch lever next, which is a number 5 hex. Okay, I got the 2 number 5s on the clutch loosened way up, so I'm going to try and just slip it off the end here in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to removing the 2 Phillips screws that are holding this gear together. Alright, so these are both super loose on here now. What's holding them on is the grip, which I'm going to have to get off of there. Alright, so I've like jammed a screwdriver up in here to get it ready, and I'm going to use an air compressor I have to see if I can blow air up in here, as I've seen people do, and get it off. I also bought a separate set of grips in case I just want to cut them off, but I really don't mind these grips, so I'm going to try and reuse them if I can. And if I cut this one off, then I got to cut the other one off to match, so. Okay, this is working really well, so I'm going to get the rest of the way off here. But yeah, highly recommend using an air compressor if you can do that. Alright, came my way off. Yeah, that air compressor worked great. These things didn't seem like they're glued on there at all, really. Also, something else to keep in mind is these handlebars are 22 millimeters across. So you want to make sure that if you get replacement bars, you get 22 millimeters, otherwise your switch gear is not going to fit. Alright, looks like these are not just going to slide off super easy, so I'm just going to take them all the way off. Alright, so this one just opened up like a clamshell. Worked out pretty good for me. This is that hole I was telling you about that you might have to drill if you get new ones. Basically, there's a pin in these gears that seat into that hole, and that's what kind of keeps them from twisting around on the bar. Alright, so I pulled the front half off of this, and that side's free. I'll work on the other side. Alright, for the brake here, there's like 2 number 5s, just like on the other side, opening the brake bracket. And also, I did reattach this plate briefly so I could get some leverage on the handlebars while I'm doing this. And then after I do the brakes, I'm going to do the throttle, and hopefully it's just these 2 screws, and then it'll be able to slip off the end. And at that point, I will completely release that plate again, and I'll just move the bars over and slip it off the end. Alright, went ahead and just loosened this one up completely, and I'm hoping to slip it off with the throttle here. I'm going to go ahead and take out these 2 Phillips bolts that are in the throttle. Alright, they're both super loose, and they are both moving freely. So I'm going to go ahead and take this plate out. that's it. Alright, so I have dropped one of the original screws through this plate, and it's showing about the same amount of thread as the stock does underneath, so I think I'm just going to use it in this format here, and no spacers. Alright, so before I fit this plate on, I figure I might as well go and put this part on at least. It does appear that this is a point of adjustability here that I could conceivably angle the handlebars once they're on. I'm just going to put them on straight to start out with. Locks in place pretty good there. So I'm going to do both sides of that. Alright, so there is one big screw that goes here. It was in the bag of screws, and this screw here was already in here, and it's just like, it's almost like a little nub on the other side that you can use like as a stopping point. And also there's marked with an R, which I just noticed, which is the right side, which is, it'll be on the bike like that, so that's the right side. And then I got this locking screw that's going to go in and hold it, whichever hole I decide to choose, whichever hole I do want to put it in. So. Alright, got everything hand tight in there. The one screw, the little short one that was acting like the nub or whatever on to seat with the other side, it didn't really screw in at all. It didn't tighten, but the other one went pretty far in. So this is all mostly assembled now. It is adjustable. It's more adjustable than I thought. Alright. Alright, so I got this all in there, finger tight. Everything fits good. I just got to tighten it down now. Let's see. This looks like these look like they're kind of high, but we'll see what's going on with that. Get it all together. Alright, it's all snugged down. I don't know what the torque spec is on this, but a little bit of Loctite and snug is good enough. And there's a little bit of finagling to get the top of this line back up in the holes it's supposed to be in, but everything is in there, so I'm going to test fit these handlebars and see how I like them. Alright guys, I went ahead and mocked these up super aggressive. Kind of went to the front and I removed this the one screw that wouldn't tighten. There was just like a stopper. I pulled it out, put it in a different in the other hole, and then I just took the long screw and tilted it down and put it in. So yeah, I'm gonna try this out, see how it looks. It's easy to adjust it back, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the switch gear back on these and see what it looks like. All right, guys. On this on the left side switch gear, this little screw poking out right here is what goes into this hole right here on the handlebar to keep this from rotating around. So I'm just gonna put that on there like that. Slide it up there until it gets it. Yeah, that's it. So now when I turn this, actually the whole handlebar's turning with it. Okay, probably gonna want to take a look at how the throttle's wired because you have to put it back together, but this is the return for the throttle, and it's a little cable that goes all the way underneath here, and it comes in through this hole, and the throttle itself is this one here, and it's like got like a little square notch that it fits into, and the other cable's underneath it in that notch, and this is the actual throttle one that comes up over the top. So just kind of do different angles on that, so maybe help you out. So if it falls apart on you, you'll be able to put it back together. And then on this side here, it's the other side of it. This right here is the little piece that's going to go into the hole on the handlebars. Alright, I got everything pretty much back together, and I'm noticing a difference here on this side. This nub sticking out. On the other side, it's not sticking out. And I think the holes that are drilled on this are not in the right places. So I went ahead and measured where the holes were on the stock bars, and one of them was 6.5 inches, would be the throttle side from the end, and the other one was 7. So either these are swapped and they actually are in the right place, and I just have to pull these out and switch them, or I'm going to have to drill a new one, so tackle that situation. Alright, so I took apart the left side, measured where the hole was exactly. It was in the right spot. On this side, I measured it, and it was in the exact same spot, 7 inches, and it should be a half an inch further out. So I'm going to show you guys that tool I was talking about early on. We used to drill a hole, and I'm going to re-drill it. Alright guys, this is the tool. So basically, you open these clamps up on it, spread it out, put your bars in here, and tighten it back down. And then this middle one is where the hole's going to be. And you just make sure you have it measured in the right spot. Tighten it down, and then you can drill right through this bolt. So I'll link to it in the description. Alright guys, went ahead and got it. It's about a ½ inch down from the original hole. I'm just going to drill right through there. Alright. Let's go hit it one more time with a slightly bigger bit that wouldn't fit through that hole. Alright guys, this is my second hole. Same size as the first one, just in the right spot. And also, I took my handlebars back up a little bit because they were like in that crazy aggressive position that just wasn't even remotely comfortable unless you were laying on the tank, and it wasn't good. So, alright guys, everything is back together. It worked pretty good once I re-drilled the right side to the correct location and put them back together. Everything like just fit better because the right side brake was also not adjusting right. It was running into bolts and stuff, so clearly stuff wasn't in the right place until I did that. So you definitely have to do that. And also the kit comes with 2 replacement bolts for the 2 that are up here in front. Make sure you use those. Yeah, the seating position is it feels more aggressive, more forward. It's still kind of up high-ish, but forward is kind of like what I was looking for, so we'll see. The adjustability part, where once the super aggressive seating, where I had these like tilted down, that was not good. It was like I had to bend my wrist like super far this way, and like unless I was laying on the tank, it was like super uncomfortable. So I like it. Also, another thing I gained was some space here on the handlebars to actually put something on there. So we'll see what I do about the mirrors still. I might just put some right here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope it was interesting. I hope it was helpful if you wanted to change handlebars for a Z900. Thanks.